Okay, so Honey Tribe, I decided to go live instead of making an actual video about a reading I'm about to do. This was not planned out today. First, I just want to give the backstory. Okay, so again, I'm going live simply because I don't know how much, the same excuse, I don't know how much storage I have on my phone. When I woke up this morning, I felt very heavy energetically. I felt like a heavy sadness, and I didn't know why. I felt like a very strong, lonely, just really sorrowful energy, and that's not me. You know, if you are somebody that has watched videos of mine or you've been watching for a few years now, with me talking about my gang stalking that I deal with, um, you already are familiar, okay, with my story and what's been going on with me as far as the watching, the spiritual attacks in general. So you know that I'm not somebody that would feel lonely or sad. I'm very strong, spiritual, and I'm overall just enlightened about the world right now and the attack that I've been battling, okay, successfully, but I've been battling for some years now. And so I said that to say that's not my energy, feeling sad or feeling lonely or worried, when like the Christians like to say, or anybody that's spiritually strengthened, you give it to the Most High, and that's what I've done. I've given the situation with my kids, I've given the situation about my finances, I've given a lot of things to the Most High. So therefore, I don't carry that around on the regular. So when I felt this way this morning, which I have been just generally fatigued this week, for a lot of different reasons, but when I got up this morning and I felt that I was also drawn towards the person I'm living with right now, which that's also not a secret that that my children's father has been supporting me, which a lot of men would be like, that's what they're supposed to do. Well, we don't live in a world where love from your parents, from friends, family, whoever is quote unquote supposed to be there for you when times are hard, especially if you're a targeted individual, you know that a lot of times your family is behind it. Nonetheless, I got up this morning and I was drawn towards, being affectionate towards this person. It's not anybody's business, but sometimes you have to acknowledge that you really don't have as much personal business, privacy, should I say, as you would want due to the obsession and the stalking. So I'm just going to put out there that July would make a year this July. So in about 5 months, it'll be a year since I've been sexually intimate with anyone, sexually, whatever. So that wasn't the case. We still hold each other. We're still intimate just because the love is there. Okay. Is he a man? Does he get tempted? Things like that, of course. We have kids. So obviously the man is, which we know is people, not to go to that direction, but it's pretty clear, okay, about what he's attracted to or his choice, it's mainly obvious. So I went and I was affectionate, whatever, we were loving towards each other. And I felt this heavy sadness, you guys. And I literally, I'm like, what is this, right? Now, in this deck of cards right here that I have, this is what I like to call my miscellaneous deck because it just has random energies in here. Look, it says you need to trust your intuition. So this could also be a message for anybody that comes across this video or just for me. Okay. 999, people need to trust that something that they were doing, something they were getting results from, there's a new phase now that's over what they used to do. So yeah, transfer, something is definitely going back to where it came from. But anywho, I felt this loneliness, this sadness. I did not know why. I was really sad and lonely concerning my kids. I feel like it was projected. You don't have anybody, you're by yourself. And I've I've had to be strong. I've been in many situations, which that could be the truth. I think that's the truth for damn near everybody. When you really think about it, you're born in this awful, dark world alone. So let me move forward towards more events that took place today. So, me always pulling onto my inner melanated queen woman, power, energy, strength. I'm like, I know I'm not feeling it. I feel drained. I had extensions in my hair, which, as you guys can see, I have my all my natural hair up now. But earlier in the month, and I think the end of last month, you seen on my videos, my pictures, my lives that I had extensions in my hair. Right? That's not odd or different um, for any woman. I don't even want to just say for melanated women. So I had been planning, with Valentine's Day coming up next weekend, I had been planning to remove the extensions and wash my hair and braid it back down and re-sew in some more, right? I'm working on more protective styles because my hair breaks easily because I don't have really hard 4C hair. I would say it's probably like 4B, 4. It's not 4A. You can get like that if I keep it moisturized and find some type of style that my hair gets trained to. But when it's like really dry, like, because for one, I'm not working, so I don't have like pink moisturizer or, a lot of hair products on hand. So again, as a melanated woman, that would be assumed, that would be expected that if I'm not regularly putting oil sheen, or you get what I'm saying, moisturize my hair, that's gonna frizz up, it's gonna shrink, it's gonna do what a black woman's hair would do. So anyway, I took my extensions out in the noise. It's in it didn't sadden me. It was like emotionally irritating because I'm like the way people were revving their engine, it's almost like somebody was trying to prove a point, like that I don't look how I looked when I had my extensions in, or that I'm not pretty. I still don't have any makeup on besides filling in my eyebrows and lipstick and applying some eyelashes. And in the black community nowadays, you got transsexuals out here, you got gay guys, you got the black women. You see the whole process with how they put the concealer and then the foundation on top of that, and then I didn't even put any lipstick on my cheeks for blush, but I don't have any makeup on my skin. And so um, I felt like with the projection and the vibration of the noise that I was hearing, that it's almost like people were surveillancing me and trying to make it seem like, see, that's not, she's not, because I had just taken out my sew in, and again, my hair was dry, it would shrink. If you have braids in your hair for a long time, it'll crinkle up or whatever. So anyway, and I'm not saying I just have the longest hair in the world. I'm not trying to impress anybody. The back of my hair has absolutely broken off, right? Um, I still have a nice texture hair. It's still healthy, but like I said, I'm focusing on more protective styles, right? And I'm not a big fan of wigs. I'm just not. I feel like they're hot. Um, I feel like in the past that they kind of pull out, your edges because of the glue, or that it irritates it. Some people break out around their edges and stuff. So I have found a more natural way, even though I have a leave out when I do my sew-ins. It's not with the glue and things like that. So moving past that, there was just a lot of overwhelming energy being projected towards me when I was taking it down. So that's another thing, right? So I washed my hair, I blow dried it, I straightened my roots of my hair so it wouldn't be so hard to get it up in a ponytail. And then I started to cook dinner for us tonight, right? Because he's off on the weekends. I try to make sure he don't have to like clean cook. I try to be as helpful as possible with dealing with the targeting and not being able to find employment easily, which I did deal with a lot of opposition with getting my social security card, just as well as I had to go through with my ID. I was told by one of the representatives when I went in the office to get it, um, that all I had to do was wait for them to call me. They'll call me and tell me when I can come pick it up. And so, like 2 weeks ago, they called the man that I actually applied with, the representative that assisted me. He called and said, we have your social, you can come pick it up. And so I asked him because something, when you're a spiritual empress, when you're a goddess, and you don't really deal with people like that because of things that you've had to go through, your intuition is something that you begin to become used to listening to. So my intuition was like, ask him, is that all you have to do is go in and pick it up? So I asked him, and he was like, no. I said, am I going to have to pull a number again? Because, like food stamp offices, any government building like that, normally there's like a long waiting line. You have to make an appointment. They're like really strict on, do you have an appointment and things like that. So I asked him, and he was like, no, just tell them that you're coming to pick up your social, right? So we went that morning. Normally the gang stalkers, they would like for us to be in this space of just dragging when it's time to go out, because you finna deal with like a bunch of rambunctious, negative, low vibrational energy. So, unbeknownst to probably them, unexpecting from them, I'm like, let's go ahead and get this out the way. Being considerate of the fact that he had to work that day. I didn't want his, time, because I'm very considerate about how many hours he puts in, and how tiring that can be, even though he's bettering himself to get to a more comfortable financial position to provide for his family. This is just some of the things that was on my mind. So I'm like, okay, well, let's not drag too long. Let me hurry up and go, do this so that we can come back. He can do his daily schedule with relaxing and everything like that before he goes in. So we get there and we go in. Well, I go in and I see a lot of people, and I don't see the security person or the person that's normally at like the desk in the middle of the waiting area. So I'm like, okay, I feel like already I walked into something that's like a staged situation. Already it's just, why is this person not here? So I see a couple other people sitting at the, windows talking to other social security representatives, and I seen one lady, she immediately, when she seen me and the people she was helping, as they got up, and they like literally soon as they got up to walk away, I walked towards her or whatever, right? And she immediately starts to roll down her window. So I didn't get a lot of this stuff over the years, especially when I was younger. And again, I'm aware that I'm not the only human being that deals with spiritual warfare or just ignorance from, especially from Black people. But um, immediately I didn't get an attitude. I didn't show any frustration or anything because it was expected. So I go to like maybe two other representatives that I see just sitting there without having somebody there that they were assisting. One was a younger girl. She looked like she could have been my age or maybe a little younger or a little older. So I asked her, she was a Black girl. She immediately, like, the look in her eyes, y'all. And if you're a real target individual, you can pick up on like their, it's like possession. It's not even, I don't even think that it'd be natural, because I've done my readings on these type of situations. I don't even think that it'd be like a natural, I hate you, I know you. I feel like it just be a unwanted, uncomfortable energy that they get, knowing that you're not a doll that's just sitting on a shelf that people can just surveillance all day. You have a life. You still have to, and I think that, especially I'm not even gonna go into why some other reasons women can have an attitude, or people can just, you know be feeling however they feel. But anyway, to say the least, I would say that she kind of got an attitude with me, and she was like, yeah, you have to pick a number. Then I'm like, well, the man, I have somebody waiting on me, they have to work, I can't sit in here. It was a lot of people there. So I even start trying to compromise and consider what she was saying. So I asked her, I was like, okay, well, how long is that going to take? She's like, it goes in the order within which you came. So I'm like, okay, well, all these people already meet. So I'm like, I can't. And it's not like I was over exaggerating or overreacting because when I got in the car and I told him everything, you could tell he was also agreeing with like, yeah, I don't want to sit out here. He was under the impression like I told him that all I had to do was go in and get the car because that's what the man told me on the phone. So I just wanted to put that out there, you guys, that as far as the targeting, this stuff is real because they'll do this type of stuff and then they'll project. They'll say, you'll go into certain um social media live streams or anything, and you'll get like all of this shade about, oh well, we work and we da 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 and all this other stuff. But before I was in the current situation I'm in, even in the past, it has always been workplace mobbing, it's always been gang stalking, it's always been a way to try to keep me in a homeless position and all of this other stuff. Mind you, let me not leave out on the way there. While we were on the way there, we got to like a red light where there was this woman and her two kids, and they had like luggages, book bags, and stuff. She was a black lady. She had a boy and a girl with her, just like the two kids I have with him. And he looked at them and he was like, I feel so sorry for them kids. I didn't say anything, I didn't react, right? And I'm glad I didn't because after the Social Security office incident, the first thing that came to my mind from Divine, and I said it out loud, he didn't have anything to say after I said it, was stuff like this is why it was so hard for me to provide for my kids. It's not that I couldn't start a business, do tarot online, help people. It's not that I wasn't hustling or I didn't try to make money as an adult. It's not that I didn't apply myself at certain jobs. It has nothing to do with that. It's simply because of this gang stalking people, black people needing to feel powerful somewhere, them abusing their power and resources to try to just keep you down, keep you back, right? So after that situation, our day continues to be positive. He was like, okay, well, we're going to go to this other shopping store and in this other place, we're going to grab some items. And we were not, there was not like this miserable, angry, feeling like nothing was accomplished energy. So I just wanted to bring that up because I'm not making another appointment with the Social Security office. They have my card. And as far as I'm concerned, they always want us to feel like, oh, you're not special. You're just like everybody else, da, 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 in situations where it's not needed, right? Because you let me know that my phone is hacked. You let me know that you're watching me nonstop. They have redirected my mail over the years numerous of times. So after I sat in the waiting office and I waited for like, I want to say, it was at least an hour, 45 minutes. I waited for my number to be called. I sat down with the man for like another 10, 15 minutes. And, that should have been it. Me telling him, okay, so I just wait on y'all to call me. You tell me to come get the card and that's it. Him saying, yes, that's all you have to do. Just when you get here, tell them. He didn't say anything about having to pick a number, right? He said, when you get here, let them know that you're here to pick up your card or whatever. And that's what I did. And I just explained to you guys what happened. So I'm not making another appointment with them and going through that they want to stress you out. They really want to sacrifice you. Like they want to just gun you down or but if you're at the level of being so protected that God is still making a way for you without having to, deal with these gang stalkers on a daily basis or something, these are the desperate attempts that they stoop to. So, for anybody that's like, okay, well, what are you gonna do about your car? Look, I'm giving it to God. I'm giving it to God. It's like, they have it. They're a lot of people have access to my device. They have it. And so a lot of this stuff be traps to stress you out, to cause you to, it be rage bait. They want me to go through the process of stressing out again and calling them and waiting on hold while they play with the phone, like they're doing with a lot of our devices now. Play on, while, oh, they hung up. I've been waiting on this line for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Now the call just hung up, or the lady told me to hold on and then she hung up the phone, or they want me to go through all of that when these people could have simply just gave me my social security card. So that's what happened with that earlier this week. And so going into the weekend, we've got more good news that, we got some new appliances coming in, after dealing with a small situation with one of the appliances we had. And so, like I said, I told you how today went. And so it was just a very like unwanted energy, right? To say the least. I pushed through it. And the noise pollution was out of control. I'm just ignoring them. I'm like, I've had to be my own best friend. I've had to be my own sister. I've had to be my own mother. I've had to be my own support, emotionally, spiritually, financially, on all levels for years now. So I'm just telling myself, like, girl, ignore them. That's crazy. That's sad. This is sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you were to watch Selena or certain documentaries or movies for real about a person's everyday life, and like, they have a desire to want to just be nice to people, to stay out the way, to mind their business and be left alone. Anybody can get angry, can say things, can do things if you're attacking them. That's even the nicest person in the world, unless you just really really weak and then you just give up, you kill yourself, or you get, and I that's not to say that anybody that has unalived themselves is weak. I'm just saying, dealing with a situation like this, you got to have balance on all levels. You got to be balanced enough to know when not to care what people think. You got to be balanced enough to not overthink their projections. You got to be balanced. Like, it's balance, right? So I'm ignoring them. I'm like, girl, whatever, just continue to do you. So I finished styling my hair, and then my children's father, right, he comes in, and mind you, last night he had like, and I'm only telling this to teach, right, because I know that all of us, I've even heard people say like, you can learn from children, right? So I feel like all of us have that ability to teach other people through our own lessons, through our own hard times and problems that we've dealt with. That being said, that's why I am talking about this. I don't want to just do the reading. I want you guys to see how I see things as well, so that it can be clear on why I am not arrogant but confident in my spirituality, in my practices, and my belief system, as well as the Most High, right? So last night, let's just note that you know how something don't sit right with you about a person's attitude or certain things, and it's not big of a deal enough for you to like think into it too much, but something don't feel right. So last night when my kid's father came in, I asked him, well, this morning, I asked him something, I don't remember. And he was like, what? Like, he had an attitude or whatever. And so, normally he doesn't, right? Normally he's the same. He's like always neutral, positive, really loving towards me, really supportive, as he always was when we first met. Again, nobody's perfect. People send spiritual attacks. People say stuff, do stuff they don't mean, whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Let me ignore this energy or whatever. So fast forward to the current moment today where I was talking about. So he gets some mail. He gets a package in the mail. It's some mobile, like a cell phone printer, right? That you can hook up to your cell phone, and you can pretty much like print out pictures from your phone. I didn't even know. He didn't tell me, hey, I ordered this, it's coming, any of that. So fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. He's putting it together. He's like, I'm telling him, I'm like, well, I use 5 because it comes with like 10 sheets, I think, to print it out. The Nelco mobile phone printer, if any of y'all already have it. So I'm like, I'll take 5, you take 5. He's like, no, I don't want any of them. I got this for you. So sweet, right? So I'm like, okay, all right. So he's putting it together. I come back in the room because of all the heavy energy I've been telling y'all about. Most of the time, if I do feel like a lonely energy or a vulnerable, sad energy, my go-to is to do a reading, right? That's what gives me comfort, because you know how they say the truth will set you free. So over the years, that's what I've done. So I wanted to still make sure like certain things was clean and done for him, always being considerate. So I'm like, okay, well, because I was rushing through my hair to do it. But then after that, I was like, oh, shoot. Well, it's getting late. Let me go ahead and cook too. So after I got done cooking our dinner, he comes in the room. I'm sitting down, like already, like, okay, what music do I want to put on? What tunes? I want to go ahead and do this reading or whatever, and see what, first of all, I wanted to see what the projection was about, while I was taking my hair down and all of that stuff. And then I wanted to see why I felt the way I felt this morning. Like, that lonely, sad, missing my kids. I wanted to see what that was about. And I'm aware that the moon, I believe, just shifted into Libra. So I'm like, I want to look into this, right? So that's what I'm sitting on the bed pondering, like what music, what tunes, and trying to figure out what questions I want to ask and all that. He comes in, he's like, "Here, you want the printer or whatever?" And I'd be lying if I say something was like, "Push it to the side and continue to do what you're doing right now." Because it was like maybe 5-10% of that, right? It wasn't like a big deal energy trying to tell me to do that. So I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. So he gives it to me. He's like telling me, I'm like, my energy was like already, because I'm like, well, how you do it? I'm asking him, I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like, tell, he's like, here's the book right here, and something is in me. I'm just like, I don't feel like dealing with that right now, right? So fast forward, download the app, even though that's why you have to listen to your body and your spirit, man. Cause I'm like huffing and puffing. I'm like, I don't feel like doing all this. I was about to make this, do this reading and record what I'm picking up on with the projections from, people I guess trying to come for me and act like, I'm not naturally beautiful or something. I don't know. So I go ahead and to please him. That's why you gotta listen to your own intuition. So I'm like, okay, he wants me to, I guess, print a picture or something. I don't know. So I start messing with it or whatever. And there was a piece of like orange tape that said pull tape on the front of the printer, on the top, like on the cover part. Because at first it was telling me printer error, printer error. So I'm checking it's like in there correctly. So turns out, so I pulled a little tape thing and it breaks. It has like wires on it, right? So I'm like, damn, I think I broke it. I think he had already probably pulled the part that was supposed to be pulled. So I put it back together, and I had been calling him before it had got to that point. I had been like calling his name or whatever, but um, long story short, I go in there. I already knew it was gonna be like, a negative energy once I went in there. Not an argument because we don't argue like that no more. But I already knew it was gonna be him trying to find blame on me, just cause how he is, right? So he's like, "Why you do that? And you broke it, you messed it up, da 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 da, all this other stuff like that." I'm like, "Man, I didn't even. First of all, I didn't tell you to order this. I told you I wanted it, but I didn't even know you ordered it. You always trying to find a reason to put stuff on me, but it was like in the same tone I'm talking now. It really, really was not a big deal." So Urzuli J. Rouge, if anybody knows, lately I have taken the Haitian spiritual system very serious. And so my spirit, and I work very closely with most of the Petro and Rada spirits, Loas, whatever. So that song comes on, and I'm feeling like her communicating something to me that I really didn't have time to like listen to yet until, as I'm telling the story, I'm gonna get to that part. So I'm like, man, what the fuck? Like, bro, I just want to be left alone. Why is this happening? So anyway, he stopped talking about it. He closed his room door. I continued to, cook the muffins in the oven, finish the dinner or whatever. And then everything literally God started showing me everything. He like, that was supposed to be way worse. That was a spiritual attack. um they've been sending spiritual attacks to you, but just like with the social security office situation, you were supposed to be, oh my god, what, y'all, he told me, he told you that you didn't have to pull a ticket. He knows you asked him that and he told you no, just tell him that you're coming to pick it up. And if he works there, and just like all those other representatives that I talked to that said no, it doesn't work that way, even if you had it delivered here, you still have to pick. If he, which we know he works there, it's not no if he works there, why would he tell you that? So Spirit has been protecting me against the intentions. I had to put my socks on. Hold on. My feet feel like so fucking cold right now. Like I'm walking on cold. And I'm just sitting here. So Spirit had been like guiding me and pretty much protecting me against these rage bait attacks or whatever they call themselves doing. And so as I was in there, like I had time away from him, I'm clearing my mind. God just started revealing it all to me. He's like, that was supposed to be way worse. Like somebody just sent their best. That's why I'm about to do this reading and prove, like I always do with just myself, that the Most High, my spiritual team, they don't be telling no lies when they give me revelations and downloads. So the Most High, and my spirit guide, they're like, and I believe it was Razuli J. Rouge too. Like, girl, if you only knew what they wanted, like what they sent, they wanted police, they wanted, violence and all kind of stuff. And that ain't even like his energy, and it's definitely not mine when I'm spiritually balanced and protecting my energy. So I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wow. And they like, look how protect. That's how it manifested. Whatever negative, heavy ass magic somebody by using your picture, by using your name, by whatever they use to send that some crazy ass energy to you, it manifested by you pulling the thing and it broke. The ink cartridge thing, right? That's it. He didn't start throwing stuff and banging on walls, punching holes in walls, and oh my god, no, I didn't go, oh my god, but it wasn't my fault. I didn't tell you to get it. That was it. It was just how I said it went down, and that was it. And so I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, wow, people. I'm laughing, kind of. I'm like, wow, people are really, really desperate. Like, and they're also showing me, like, can you imagine if you was like around like really ratchet type of female friends, or females you calling friends, or real hood ass type of dudes that, like, girl, the attacks people be sending to you. So, and Spirit was like, but when I'm asking, like, well, what was the point of it even, that small attack? What was the point of it if it wasn't going to do what they wanted? And that's when the further revelation came through that, well, just like in situations where people feel like they have to make an example for people to leave them alone, sometimes our spiritual guides will allow a person to think and talk a good game and be like, yeah, da 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 da, I'm finna do this, I'm finna send this to this person. And it be a small situation, but when it goes back, because remember, energy can never be destroyed, just transferred in reverse, which transfer came out here, right? So whatever they wanted to actually see, when that hits this person, it's going to make an example out of them to leave me the fuck alone. As you can see, we are still in this zen-like energy. There's tranquility in his home. We're about to hook up a new appliance. Everything is going good. And again, I don't come on here all day, every day telling my personal business. I make videos bringing awareness to the gang stalking because it's also somewhat like of a journal for me, because this is my life we talking about, right? So one day I'm going to be a 50-year-old woman, a 70-year-old woman, and I don't want to ever feel like they got the best of my years. So I'm going to take pictures, I'm going to make videos for me, for my kids, and just I was here, I was on this earth, and I tried. That's the whole point. It's deeper than it's we already know monetization don't even come across a lot of us targeted individuals' minds, but it's deeper than telling my business. What privacy do I have? What is my personal business? They have your phone mirrored, they have your phone hacked, they have bug cameras everywhere you go. Me not uploading certain examples or telling certain stories of situations, that's not going to cause harm. If anything, it's going to make things more clear. So moving past that, I had already been guided the previous night and in the past. Like, y'all know, it's nothing new where I tell you how everybody's attacking a lot of us targeted individuals and then watching us through the voyage camera, broad streams, or whatever, to see if it's actually working, right? So last night, I got even more clarity. Last night, well, after midnight, that's Shango's day. Shango, the Ifa Orisha, is Friday. So he wanted to bring awareness to me to let me know, like, you are doing so good to have, like, the organizations and the networks that you've been having work against you, and then watch to see if it's working. You are doing so good. I want you to know that. I want you to continue to listen to your intuition, stay to yourself. This is not going to be your life forever. No matter who we have to put under the prison or take off this earth, bad people will be removed from your life, right? You have learned any lessons you needed to learn. You have paid debts for things. Some people, like I said before in a post I posted on my community feed, people already know that they be done already got their quote unquote lick back, right? It be because it didn't break you, it made you stronger. That they don't, to them, I want to stop when they dead. I want to stop when they're destroyed. And that's not God's purpose for your life. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this reading because I want to see what this person, which I did already pull a few cards. You have the lovers out here that came out. You got to excuse my index cards. That represents like Gemini or choice. And then you also have the Three of Pentacles. So I feel like this person was thinking about a choice that they made, or a Gemini possibly involved in this collaboration to send this energy. I asked what that person, the energy of the person that sent some crazy attacks to me. I'm also going to be asking what exactly they sent to me, um, like what I was actually protected from, and how it's going to backfire on them. Because the good card is what was I protected from, right? And then we're going to see for the bad card for them, how is this going to backfire on them, right? So we already have these two cards out here. Let's pull one more for the Lovers and the Three of Pentacles. Let's pull one more for the Lovers and the Three of Pentacles. And I wish I had something else to like prop up so you guys can see better the cards. Just put it on here. Okay. So and I have a phone holder. I have a phone stand thing. I'm not gonna be on here that long to need that. So I'm just gonna put this here. Put the cards in front of there. There we go. Now it's gonna stay. All right, so let's see. And I don't normally even go on camera like this, like without a bra on and all of that. But look, this needs to be exposed, right? And I was gonna do the reading anyway. I just want to teach certain people a lesson that just because somebody look a certain way, or and when I say look, I'm not even talking about like your actual genes or anything. I mean, like, just because somebody looks like they're not dangerous, or they're not protected, or they're by themselves, or they don't have, you don't hear me in the background like what you said, talking to different family. And just because somebody look a certain way does not mean that you killing a bunch of animals, or doing a bunch of dark stuff because you want to see, fire trucks and police cars and them coming out of their energy. What the fuck, nigga? I don't give a fuck. I leave. Just because you have this weird imagination, you fucking sorcerers out there, that does not mean that it's gonna play out like that. Okay, some people, and that's what I'm trying to teach this person, as well as anybody that continuously tries to come up against me. Um, if this person was protected, like I was also getting the download from the Most High, I'm not doubting that this person doesn't know how to perform a spell, right? But if this person was protected, Spirit would have had them pay attention to certain signs when it comes to their victim, right? This woman, look how she lives. She doesn't be around people. The one person she is around, that's not their normal character. And how you don't know that somebody's protecting them to not get too out of character, you know? And so again, I told that story to show you guys whatever they sent, which we're gonna look and see, that's how it manifested. Wow. The TVs are not broken, the microwave is not blown up, I didn't break a window. Like, there's whatever, like it didn't do anything. And I feel like they're probably embarrassed when it comes to, you have the moon out here. This person could be confused, or dealing with a cancer, or they could be in their emotions. They could be blaming like a energy I do work with, like Yemoja, who's about cleansing and children and love and protection. Okay, yeah, burdens, 10 of Wands. So this person is definitely feeling humiliated right now, okay? So you have the Lovers and the Three of Pentacles. So a choice that they made to do this collaboration. They could have also had two other people, or they could have done something 3 times, or worked on something for 3 days or 3 weeks. What's this Three of Pentacles? Yeah, family. No, It's a card behind that. The Nine of Swords. So, worried. Mind you, these cards right here represent the question I asked as far as what is this energy feeling right now? What is this person feeling right now? So they're worried. If you guys know what the Nine of Swords represents, let me show you the picture of the Nine of Swords card. Okay. Let me show you what the Nine of Swords looks like. They're in regret too. I just seen the Five of Cups. Sadness. And that's the truth with the Sun. I just seen the Five of Cups again, which of course I'm going to see certain ones, but it's like standing out. I notice what I feel when I see these cards. People are just foolish. This is the Nine of Swords. Just take a good look at it. Because sometimes, you know, when you see the index cards with the words on it versus the picture, okay? This energy is going to go back to this person. Not them breaking a mobile printer and them and their roommate going, oh, dang, man, why you do that? And you should have called me, or you should have, and that being the end of it. And then the days continue to be peaceful and happy and back to normal. No, whatever they really wanted to see, sending certain spirits and demons and energies to me, that's going to backfire on them, okay? Now, I don't flaunt too much about me being Dorothy Dandridge reincarnated because, for one, reincarnation is like a taboo subject. It's more like controversial. It's more like in a myth-like space in the times we're living in right now. So a lot of people don't even if there is information out there that proves factually that it is, it's going to be challenged with the programming and propaganda of religion, because religion, Christianity to be exact, teaches that when you die, this is it. You just go to hell or heaven. So, but I will say that now and lately, I've been trying to, for years, I've been trying to make that clear so that people can judge and look at my soul. Stop looking at what I did at 20, 25, 21. Look at the soul of this individual in which in the experiences that I have, so that you can understand that certain spirit guides, hell, even certain people on this planet that have certain knowledge about certain things are, so it's when you really look at certain things that these type of people that consider themselves to be witches and wizards should look at, something would seem like a losing battle when it comes to trying to do what you want to do to this person, not what the divine thinks is best for the evolution of their soul, just genuinely how you want to just destroy a person. It's a losing battle, you know, and it will continue to be. So it's so much more I want to say concerning this, as I have previously put up videos about how other races of people, there's not this chaotic, weird, judgmental energy around them when they're modeling their spirituality, their belief in their mantras or meditations or tarot or whatever. There's a very calm, you know, free will, non-judgmental energy behind them. And I'm in alignment with that energy, especially because I, in my previous lifetime, was well into this type of esoteric knowledge as well, and occultic practices as well. And so I hope that with this age of Aquarius, it's helping to move along certain ignorant, low vibrational, controlling souls that want to hold on to narratives and perspectives of who they wanted a person to be to them. Knowing that more than likely either they contributed spiritually to the low vibrations of a person's behavior, or they know they're knowing that that was the case. There's this very ratchet, ignorant energy of people not wanting to release people's growth and evolution. And so this is why we have certain people like this that do these energies, and they just have to learn the hard way. They can't open their eyes and see something big has changed that has nothing to do with whatever externals or materialistic factors you might want to blame. Something has changed at least 2 to 3 years ago. Okay? So that's the energy this person is in. So that whatever this crazy energy that they sent, it was meant to really cause something other than the energy I'm in now and what happened with his $70 mobile printer that he says was mine, that he got for me. It was supposed to be something very out of control and dangerous. And so, yeah, this is the energy that they're in now. Okay, let's look at what I was protected from. Let's see. Spirit, show me, what was I protected from? What did they actually send? What was this energy that they actually sent? What was I protected from? Hopefully the music isn't too loud and you guys can also hear me really well. Sometimes I don't like sound check and all of that because I don't consider myself to be like an actual content creator like that. Well, some people are like, yeah, you are. If you make content, you create content. But yeah, it's just not something that I know. I don't do it every day. So let's see. Spirit, show me the truth and nothing but the truth where I can know and comprehend. What did they actually send with this spiritual attack that I was protected from? So you have the Six of Wands, something that was supposed to, and that's the Towers at the bottom of the deck, overall energy. That's normally the energy that I've picked up on. I myself, low vibrationally, have been in that energy. I think everybody has before. Even if you just find yourself fighting someone and you feel like because this person is really skinny or really smaller than you, which that's normally the case for cowards, but if I win this, it'll give me victory. They might look better than me. They might rap better than me. They might be thicker than me. This nigga might got more money than me. But if I beat them up, that'll give me this Six of Wands energy, this being recognized, this recognition energy. The Six of Wands normally talks about fame, but when you're a real reader, you know how to apply certain energies that fit the questions or what the reading is about. So this attack was supposed to have everybody like, damn, you fucked them up, type energy. And yeah, so because the question we asked was, what did they send that I was protected from? Something that was supposed to be like a public disaster with the Tower at the bottom of the deck, that was supposed to have them successful, like not successful, like looked up to, admired, like when it comes to their spirituality. Let's clarify with one of the picture cards. Okay, let's see. What is this Six of Wands, Spirit? Me, okay? But you have death at the bottom of it. Could have been an actual death. But I'm not really getting that. You got the High Priestess behind that. So this person could also be a Pisces. They could be a Scorpio as well. Let me see. What's the Six of Wands? What's the Six of Wands, Spirit? And I'm going to just pull one after this. Shuffle. You got the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so off rip, I'm channeling that this person definitely has people that look up to them or did. Um, I feel like this was something that they performed in front of people, this ritual. And because look, on the card it says manifestation, financial opportunity, skill development, ambition, desire, and diligence, right? So I feel like this is something that they did around people or in front of people. And then, like I said, with us target individuals, we have people always watching us. They do stuff they watch to see if it's working. That's why it's so out of control now. This was supposed to have, however it manifested, it was supposed to have people like, like I said, damn, you did that. You powerful. You evil type shit, right? Clarify this Page of Pentacles. For what was I protected against? What did they actually send? I'm also getting that this energy could have been something for me too, because I've been on TikTok lives lately, and when I say lately, I mean like a day or two, right? Because I normally don't get on there. I have the app on my phone, but I normally don't really get on there. This could have been like some type of humiliating argument, or somebody saying something to me, somebody saying something really really mean, and maybe me saying something back to them, and now we arguing and it's getting out of control, and maybe it's supposed to stress me out or rage, baby. I'm really heavily channeling that. Okay, but let's see, what's the Page of Pentacles? What's the Page of Pentacles? Okay, so this person could have definitely been using some type of water element, okay, to cause this to happen. But I feel like this was supposed to be like something that was very emotional. Okay, the Ace of Cups talks about emotions, the Water Cups talk about emotions. So I feel like there was supposed to be, because remember I said I was really sad, so something was supposed to have me in my feelings, like responding off of my feelings. Eight of Pentacles. So this was something that they were actively doing. Like, this is not something that it was just supposed to be a coincidence. Like, no, they were doing this. This could be like some type, I'm seeing like a candle in a bowl of water or something. And this water was supposed to represent like sadness. I'm seeing like certain music being played around it, or them cursing it or something. But something was supposed to happen based off of my emotions. Like normally I ignore stuff, or normally other people ignore certain stuff, or other people use certain logic, and they're like, I ain't finna say that, or I'm not finna be in that energy. Well, this ritual that this person did, it was supposed to have people out of that energy. Like, fuck it, I'm in my emotions, people watching my ego. And it was also supposed to affect me this way as well. Yep. The Ace of Cups and the Nine of Swords. So I was supposed to be emotionally affected by feeling embarrassed. Okay. And with the Six of Wands, let's see, Spirit, is this like social media, me arguing or getting into a confrontation with somebody over social media, or somebody embarrassing me by saying something directly to me because I'm in like a live chat, I'm communicating with other people? Is that this energy? Because another thing I'm getting, why I feel like that's what it was, is because what made me even want to say, let me get on TikTok and scroll through the lives. Like I said, normally I'll scroll through like the videos, like the short videos, point of views, and all of that people will upload. But every day is not something I decide to do, to go and listen to like people's debates, people's lives and live streams and stuff like that, right? The Two of Pentacles is clarifying this, yeah, and regret, the Five of Cups. This was supposed to have all people involved, not the person that did this. This was supposed to have like the people whose live stream I might have, that this, it was blocked, it didn't work. I just told you how this actually manifested. But this was supposed to have like, if anybody were going to say something to me or tell me to cam up, or anything like that, it was supposed to leave them in this energy as well. Everybody in regret, me feeling sad, me saying stuff, as well as, excuse me, I apologize about the noise pollution, as well as me and other people also being in this energy as well, feeling some type of anxiety because we know that other people are watching. You know how people put on, like, so that's what I'm getting, that I was protected from. So if this would have, what would have the outcome be, Spirit? What would the outcome Judgment. I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. I'm feeling like the energy of death. I'm feeling like the energy of maybe somebody's channel getting taken down. Um, just a bunch of people being hurt and a bunch of people in regret, like we seen, and just what's okay. So that popped out. Let's see, Spirit. What would the outcome have been had this person successfully been able to send this energy to me? Yeah. So stress, burden, something being heavy. Okay, which that's definitely not the case anymore. Give me, let's pull from my spells magic. Okay, this is what I made: spells magic and ritual deck. Okay, so this has general energies in it of what the deck is about. Okay, so you, as I split the deck, you got curses, bad juju, hexes. Okay, and then you have generational right here. As I split the deck, just to give you an idea of what type of cards these are. So clarify this Six of Wands. I feel like this was definitely some type of conflict magic. I really do. Clarify this Six of Wands, please. What is it about? Okay, so we have, so I was definitely correct with what I felt like this was supposed to have me and anybody else involved in like their emotions. Heavy feelings, heavy emotions. You have portals and dimensions. Okay? Portals and dimensions. Didn't I say something about music? They could have been using this ritual, having certain songs being played. So I'm getting like a heavy energy of like rap music, like don't play with me like that. Like I'm getting like some type of energy again that was supposed to affect people's emotions. All right, and then at the bottom of the deck you have binding work, to keep together or to keep apart. So I feel like they tried to also make sure that this was going to work, that this energy was going to cause some sort of public conflict on social media. The Six of Wands is represented like social media. But just have everybody involved. Like I wish I wouldn't have said that. I wish I would not have something like that, y'all. And another thing I want to speak on is, should I say that? I feel like this energy actually was backfiring all night. I was watching certain people go at each other. And me as an empath, I'm like, damn, he didn't have to say that to her, or, she didn't have to say that to them. So I feel like this energy has actually been hitting other innocent people because they put this energy on me. But I don't think people realize that when you do something to somebody who, say, for example, my point I'm trying to make, say you do something to a teacher, right? Like an actual teacher of a class of students. And now that teacher can't show up to class. Like, I don't know how to put it. Like, say somebody is just supposed to be their energy. They're supposed to be like who they are. They're supposed to be shining their light. They're so supposed to be supporting people. There's somebody that other people, like good people or just people in general, they deserve or they need this person's, not all your energy, but they need your energy to a certain extent. Like it's a blessing, you're a gift, right? And because you were trying confirmation, because you were trying to affect that energy, you kind of like affected everybody else, because you like wherever, if you get it, you get it, right? I feel like that's what happened. Spirit, was this scenario I'm thinking about in my mind was this scenario that I'm thinking about in my mind, this the wrong deck, I'm gonna use this one with the words, was the result, thank you, of whatever was sent to me, it was backfiring. Yep, yep, to cause peace. This is so sad. Yeah, to cause peace, faith, and hope. So I'm hearing that it could have actually been worse. Um, but the fact that that's not my energy at all, that I'm actually somebody that is a cool person to deal with, that's not problematic or drama filled, it was still peace. Peace still took over certain scenarios and situations. That's what I'm getting. This is sad. You got clarity for what these particular people in this scenario I'm thinking about are actually feeling. Something backfired. Something was supposed to cause me to be in my emotions, for me to be, that's not even how I am, y'all. I'm so strong, but Spirit is saying don't take all the credit. It's your protection, it's God, it's your angels. But this magic this person sent was supposed to have me like, oh my God, they just said that, oh my God. And somehow I was supposed to be raging, I was supposed to be stressing, I was supposed to be just in an energy that's not me. Okay. So now let's see what's gonna happen to them. Let's see what's going to happen to them for sending this energy. Let's see what's going to happen to this person that sent this. What's their karma? You got the They're going to get back exactly what they put out. You got the Six of Pentacles. That's like the collect card, coming to collect. I'm going to clarify with the Lifetime deck that has like the words and energies. Okay. And I'm here, it's gonna be sixfold. Shango's day is today, Friday. He represents the number 6 as well. I feel like whatever they sent out is gonna visually. So if they send out like what I said, the emotions and oh my God, I can't let that slide, and people watching and they raging, they're gonna get that back sixfold, just like that. What's the Six of Pentacles? I don't need to say nothing. And what's so ugly is they got the nerve to gonna be surprised. They got the nerve to be surprised when this happened. I don't know who people be thinking they are. What's surprise? Them demons, them spirits that they sent out. You got death, but unalive. Okay. What's surprise? Okay, so we got positivity, good news. Okay. Why is this a surprise? True love. So my spiritual husband, so they're okay. Now that makes sense. They're gonna be surprised. Didn't I say the Six of Pentacles represents Shango? Didn't I just say that? So can't nobody act like I'm just making this stuff up. So you got the Six of Pentacles and then surprise. And then you got positivity, good news. And then you got true love. Okay. So what they're gonna be surprised about is that the positivity and the good news that I've been experiencing is due to true love that I'm getting from my spiritual guides. Give me one more for this Six of Pentacles. That's why I said, what are they gonna be surprised about? They're gonna be surprised. Look, this what they're gonna be surprised about. This what they're gonna be surprised about. Ugly, unattractive. So them being in their feelings, them raging out, them yelling and screaming and cursing or something like that. And like I said, what's so ugly is they're gonna actually be surprised that something didn't work, that I was protected by a loving spirit guide. Can you believe that? Can you believe that when this backfires, this person is gonna be like, so that's it. Them being able to peacefully watch certain live streams or just be in peace. Peace came out. I'm not just saying this. That's it. Oh, so they're really protected by their spirit guides. And what's the Six of Pentacles for? What they're going to receive is this energy, which we can get more clarity about it. Let's see what this spells, magic, and ritual deck cards come out. Clarify ugly and unattractive for their karma, for what's going to happen to them for doing this. The same thing they sent y'all. Portals, dimensions, mirrors, books, movies, and songs. Out of all these cards, and I shuffled, I'm going to shuffle again. So they're going to get, didn't I say the Six of Pentacles is like coming to collect? They're going to get what they put out. Okay, what's this? You got, didn't I say coming to collect? Debts owed. Because again, other people have said this that know what they're talking about, and I gotta go ahead and end this quickly because I got 23% on my phone. When you send certain energies to certain people, you don't just hurt them, or you're not just attempting to hurt them. You hurt anybody around them, connected to them, that loves them, that cares about them, that likes them, that might have to deal with them that day. Like example, say you for people that are confused on what I mean by people I don't know, people I might just be. Say you put something on an old white man, right? Let's say all these people in this situation are white, right? In a certain situation. Say a wicked, evil old white woman or a young white woman, whatever. They curse this old white man they don't like. They curse him. I don't want everybody you come across. I want, and if you know, right? If you know, you know how that cursing stuff works. So now they've sent this to this man's energy. Well, now when he goes to the gas station to get gas that morning before work, the way he talks to the cashier, the way he treats that energy. So now you've hurt that cashier because this person. Do you see why? Like if it's not justified, if that's why I strongly always vouch and promote and talk about reversals and defense magic, protection magic. Why to just create some crazy ass energy towards somebody out of the thin air, not to send something back, to return something to the sender, that's one thing, which I do a lot of mirror magic, right? But to just create something. This is what I want to see. This is how I want this to go. That is dangerous. And that's what this person did. And it's going to affect them. So let's get a couple picture cards. And then I'm ending it here. All right. Let's get a couple picture cards. Okay. So we got good news coming out. What is this person's karma for sending this crazy attack energy they wanted to see happen to me? What is this person's karma for doing this? How is this going to backfire on them? That same sadness, y'all see the cups? You see the water in the river in the background? Okay. People are going to walk away from this person, or they probably already are. This person could be somewhere around snow, or they could feel as lonely and cold as snow. This person could also be dealing with some sort of illness, sickness, and the help and support that we're getting for the help is leaving now. People that were believing in this person, supporting this person, thinking that they knew what they were doing with spell work, they're leaving them out. This could have been a couple as well, or two people or something like that. Clarify this Five of Cups. Now, you see, I didn't just go looking for the sad and bad cards. You see me shuffle. This is what this person is. This is the outcome. They're going to be in deep sadness and regret for sending whatever it is that they desire to see happen to me, or however they made anybody else feel. Clarify this Five of Cups, Spirit. This person is burdened right now, embarrassed. They're going to need to go within. This person could be a Virgo or dealing with a Virgo or have to answer to a Virgo. But all in all, what I'm getting, because I did see the Five of Pentacles and I told you that they're going to be left out. So people are fleeing from this person. They're not dealing with this person. So this person is going to be feeling lonely. This is not somebody that normally, like myself or other strong targeted individuals that are chosen, who actually embrace their solitude. This is somebody that really will feel lonely if people are not around them or answering their calls and things like that. This person is going to feel very, very lonely. And while they're alone, I'm noticing, which I normally don't. I see it because I know cards. I've been reading cards over 10 years now, but that lantern is standing out with the light. I feel like this alone time is needed, because this person is going to have time to really process the unhealed wounds that they have that led them to want to do this, how they affected other people, how they affected themselves. Okay, 20% battery remaining. Yeah, the choice that they made and the choices that they've made in the past. I'm getting that this is something this person is used to doing. All right. Now let's be a little nosy until I get about 15, 13, 14%. What is this person feeling right now? Waiting or thinking about something that happened at a distance, something that happened in the past, or they're waiting. They're trying to stay to themselves, trying to keep a brave face, holding back. Okay. What's this Three of Wands? Yeah. They're feeling how something backfired. That they're not as skilled as they thought they were. See, it says skilled on this card. You notice how it says skilled? Hopefully it's, there it is. They're saying that they're really not. Somebody is definitely a Gemini and I'm getting Virgo. Yeah, there I am. Like I said, they see that they're not. Okay. And this is not a competition. This is a way of life. And people like this need to just leave people the fuck alone that are not bothering them. Get a life. Give me one more for what this person is feeling right now. Hold on. I got my cuddles right here with me. Clarity. This person definitely has some sort of clarity with the Ace of Swords, or that I have clarity. But that just popped out, so let's see. What's this person feeling right now? Other people they affect. Seeing why they need to leave certain people completely alone. Okay. Judgment. And the Sun. They're exposed. They feel exposed. They could be dealing with a Leo. Let's pull like 4 on this and then that's it. Clarify judgment. This is my miscellaneous deck. So just random energies concerning the question. What's this judgment card, Spirit? I'll pull 4. So we have Taurus. Somebody could be a Taurus. Or just, I work with Oshun. She's like Taurus, Virgo energy. Let's see, give me 3 more. Blockbuster. So they could, this person, I'm not really getting that this person has learned their lesson. If this is saying that they learned their lesson, it's saying that they need to remove a blockage that they have right now that's causing them to want to do this type of magic. They need to remove this blockage from their life. You know, they're having a judgment moment. Maybe this person, there's an actual person they're dealing with that's a Taurus, that's a negative influence that I'm getting, and they feel like they need to remove this person from their life. Or I feel like they feel like something didn't work. This person still has not learned their lesson. They feel like what blocked whatever they were trying to do was a Taurus energy, which this energy normally talks about love. It talks about romance and things like that. So like I said, it could be Oshun's energy, even though she's more like Virgo energy, but she can also represent Taurus as well because of the Empress. So I feel like, let me get the other 2. Yeah. You got healing magic for what this person is feeling, and strength. So they definitely could be dealing with a Leo. Let's see. What does this have to do with them and what does this have to do with me? Because I feel like this is their energy. I feel like this is their energy telling them why something didn't work. So I still feel like this person is reviewing, because judgment also talks about reviewing something. So I feel like this is them like, it would have worked. She would have went off. She would have, or other people would have went. I feel like it didn't work because of that Oshun. And then, Thursday, yesterday was Oshun's day. So let me see. What's Taurus? Friends. So yeah, I definitely feel okay. Look, regret. What does what do these overall energies have to do with me? Okay, so you got lies, no, and false. All right. The key word on this card is no, standing out. I feel like they seeing that they shouldn't have done something. And what does this energy have to do with them? Look, clarity is at the bottom of the deck. So they have clarity why something didn't stick. But what does this overall energy have to do with this person? Taurus, blockbuster, healing, strength, look, jokes and laughing. Okay. So they're seeing again, look, they're depressed. They're seeing why, because I've also kind of been in like a jokey laughing energy when it comes to certain things that I guess was supposed to make me sad, certain things that I guess was supposed to make me react, be in my emotions like I showed in the cards. I've just been in this, whatever. I haven't been stressing it. So let's get two more. What's lies, no false, for what this energy has to do with me? They could feel like the cards lied to them. I was getting that download earlier as well. They could feel like, the cards told them they were gonna get this response or this reaction from this magic, and it didn't. Look, manifestation. So they didn't get, something was false. You got lies, no false. Something was false manifestation. It didn't, what's lies, no false, and man, you got clarity still wanting to come out. What's manifestation? Defeat, lost battle. So they're literally starting to realize why they were defeated, and they feel like it's spirit. Is this lies, no false? Them feeling like the cards lied to them. And I got that download earlier, y'all. I literally got this download earlier before I even did the reading. I said, I feel like this person is questioning, well, why did the cards tell me? Like, and then they're thinking about it. They're like, and it did play out how the cards said, but not how, like, this is just somebody that, this person could be a Taurus, they could be a Gemini, they could be friends with a Taurus or a Gemini. Leo is out here. This is somebody that is seeing how immature their soul is, and that they don't need to be, like, why? Like, why are you doing this? Like, what's wrong? Like, people like this, they end up taking for granted things like their legs, their arms, their vision, their hearing, and they lose it. And people might feel sorry for them, and you don't even know that you just don't even know, man. What's give me two more. Jokes and laughing, for what this energy has to do with them. Depression is coming out again, and you can clearly slow this video down, whatever, pause it. You can see that I'm shuffling these cards. Last card, what does this energy out here have to do with them? So they could be losing money, losing clients. People could be saying they don't want to work with them anymore. They don't want them to do rituals for them anymore or something. They could be losing subscribers. I don't know. This person is definitely feeling left out. They could have just took a loss concerning money. Something could have just broke in their home or something like that. And now they're realizing they have to pay to get that fixed and everything. So I have 16%. I just wanted to let this be an example, you guys. Okay. Yeah, I'm at 16%. Um, so that's the video. I'm about to enjoy my dinner. Probably take a bubble bath tonight because I need it. And yeah, I just I hope that someday soon that these individuals will stop attacking me, stop doing magic on me. Just please stop. Especially when I'm not bothering anyone, you know? So um if this helped anybody out there, if you feel like, this inspired you to kind of stand up for yourself more, And, in certain situations where you don't have all the clarity, to stay calm, don't overreact, don't overthink. Definitely do you a reading and get the clarity that you need. Then my humanitarian work is done. Okay. So I'm trying to see when I'll do another meditation live. Um, I would say I can come on for Valentine's. Um, Either Valentine's Day or Friday the 13th is coming up, y'all. So I might do Friday the 13th. That's what I'm gonna aim for, okay, y'all? So with that being said, light and love. Um, I love you guys that are chosen, that are divine. So many beautiful different races of people I come across on this app and other apps. Beautiful souls that are witnessing the obstacles and battles and things like that I've been having to battle and deal with the gang stalking. And I want to let you guys know that the love is reciprocated. I appreciate your channelings. I appreciate the readings that you guys do, the honesty that you do, you trusting in the Most High when it comes to delivering these messages. And I've been working out too, you guys. I don't have like a big nice wardrobe to show it off, but I've definitely been dieting and working out, so I'm not letting myself go. I've kind of slowed down just to some girly things I needed to attend to this week, but I have definitely been walking and exercising and trying to stay on top of my health, my fitness, and everything, as well as just trying to keep my mind at peace when it comes to like the gang stalking and stuff like that. I'm so tired of it. Came across a woman's channel that I've been familiar with. I actually paid her for a reading in the past, and talked to her a couple times on the phone before. I feel like everybody has room to evolve and grow, even if at the time they had certain low vibrational energies and things like that that could have hindered them from giving their best to their best side, showing their best, showing up in life as a good person, as the best person they could. But I watched her channel, and I wouldn't repost it or share it because it's kind of more on like the back end streets of YouTube, if that makes sense. But I love her point when she talks about how this gang stalking stuff needs to be dealt with spiritually and it needs to be destroyed, and that um, hopefully in the near future, the president, the government will be held accountable to, do something about this, because on so many levels, it's just, I know God is not pleased with this. So, nobody needs to be sitting up watching another person's life day and night, because these type of things happen. Their curiosity gets to going, and well, since I can look at you, they're already physically trying to cause blockages, like the story I talked about with the Social Security office visit. So but then they get to start trying to spiritually harm you by watching you and then seeing, is it working? And in a lot of our past, before we went through the dark night of the soul, or certain things that our spirit guides wanted us to go through to strengthen us and to just sadly, bitterly show us the bitter truth about the world, that it's a hateful world, especially when people are watching your every breath you take, and they want you to just, it's sad, y'all. You get it. They're watching you. They want, see, with some people, they can just live their life and upload it, and then people have no choice but to watch. They don't see the backstory. They don't see the process in it. But with a targeted individual, if they're already jealous of you, and they're watching you prepare for an interview, or they're watching you, prepare a song, you're writing a song, and you're, brainstorming it and stuff like that. This is how these type of situations can manifest into an over obsession and jealousy that is so dangerous. And it's you have to learn how to protect yourself on many levels. But this is how this manifests, and before you know it, they're trying to utilize, actual people to keep you from living your life, to going out and living your life, to now spirituality. They don't want you to get on social sites. People like, where are you? What's happening with this person? And you got sick people in the corners of your life that are, just sitting up watching you, and they just want you. It's sad, man. So I'm thinking maybe we can shoot for Friday the 13th. I will definitely make time, schedule a live when I get done uploading this, and we can do a meditation, a serious meditation for Friday the 13th. And I'm gonna do one where we don't need any tools. It'll just be us calling our power back, calling our energy back, protecting ourselves. And it won't be like a religious um prayer thing, how people are, binding, rebuking, and praying to Jesus, but we'll be binding and rebuking and praying to our spirit guides, our ancestors in the Most High. Okay, so if that's something that you guys come across this video and you're interested in, then just click the waiting button so that you get notified when I go live Friday night. And we can do that. And then, until I come back, I just want to say I wish all of y'all a happy Valentine's Day. If you're not married or in a relationship, which is kind of common for a lot of people not to be in relationships nowadays, do something special for yourself. You don't even have to go out if you don't feel comfortable. I would advise it to go out alone and buy yourself a new shirt, a new dress, a new outfit, a new hat, and take yourself to the movies. Take yourself out to eat. It don't even have to be a fancy restaurant or a big meal. You can just, go take yourself to get a slice of pizza, or, a slice of cake or, go to the Cheesecake Factory, get you a slice of cheesecake. Just do something loving for yourself, and let yourself know that, you are loved by yourself. You're loved, you're acknowledged, you're doing a good job. This world is crazy, life is hard. And if you're just too financially depressed right now to where you can't go out and do anything, then, take time on that night or that day or whatever to tend to yourself. Give yourself a relaxing bubble bath, or, something that will tend to your heart chakra, and to let yourself know that you are loved, because we don't do that every day. Okay, so until I come back with another video, y'all, light and love, peace.